Now we got ourselves a true rock lord. Or maybe somebody that plays wicked air guitar with that axe. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're going to take ourselves a look at another Legacy United figure. This time around we have Magneous. Now Magneous here hails from the Infernac Universe, which is a new thing with the Transformers. In case you missed my previous video on one of the other characters, Magneous here takes some inspiration from the GoBot Spister toy line, the Rock Lords. And the name Infernac is a reference to another Hasbro toy line, the Inhumanoids. It is supposedly the dimension where the fiend Metlar came from. But at any rate, Magneous here is something of a redo of one of the previous Junkions, because he has a similar alt mode, but it's done up so that he has a rocky body texture, which does look kind of wicked. At any rate here, we'll take a look here at a couple of his loose parts. He will have more, but we'll show all of his loose parts a little later when it's easier to do. So I guess we'll just wait until then to do that with his weapons. Because he is as an armorizer. It pretty much means he can be broken down and used as weapons and armor for other Transformers. The package art shows him being used with Bumblebee, but the instructions go with Prime. So we'll use Prime for that, but we'll do that when we get to that part. So like I said, we'll hold off on the accessory look at, since we'll have to break him all apart anyways. And the instructions show that it's relatively easier to do that with him when he's in his vehicle mode. So we'll go with that. So we'll start by showing off his articulation. His head can be turned from side to side. Unfortunately, it is not capable of moving up and down on a ball joint, but it is on a plate that will allow it to rock like that. His arms can be raised up so far, and they do rotate at the shoulder all the way around. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and he does have a swivel at the bicep, so he has G.I. Joe style battle grip. You can twist him at his hips, so I guess he does have a little bit of dance moves going for him. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. He does have a decent thigh cut. You can raise his leg at the hip 90 degrees, and you can bend him at the knee 90 degrees. So all in all, for a guy that gets taken apart, he does have some good articulation. Okay, before we go too far, I do want to point out that he does have the option to carry the truck cab cover here on his back. Or if you prefer, his axe can be carried here on his back. He also has some armor that's here on the back of his arms that can be removed. There we go. They also show that this armor can also be placed on the back of his legs. As you can see on the back side, it does have a post and a couple of holes, and those holes would line up with these tabs here on the back. So if you wanted to close off this opening here, which I will admit it is something that some fans do have a problem with. I've never really had it bother me, but I guess some fans do want that covered all up, because there are a lot of custom kits out there that can give you covers for these. So there we go. Just get those all out of the way, and then we'll start to transform him. Alright, first thing that we do is we pull his arms at the shoulders free so that they fold back a bit. This is a little stiff, but I can shift the body out of the way on mine. And of course, you can also take the arms out if you're finding that it's not moving very well. But at any rate, with that out of the way, you'll take the body and you can raise his chest up so that it raises up like that. And then we will fold out his pecs, because they will form the front wheels of his truck mode. That is, if they will fold out all the way. There we go, we got one of them. Excuse me. Okay, finally got that wheel shifted, and I put the arms back on. So once we got the wheels put in their position, you would rotate the head section so his head goes inside, and that forms the front bumper. So once we do that, we come down here. You can rotate his hands around to the other side and then fold them inwards at the wrist. So they go in like that. And then his arms can be folded inwards. As you'll see inside there are a couple of diagonal posts, and they will line up with these slots in his shoulders. Just situated so his arms go around this piece above his hips, so they kind of fold in along the sides. Now, once you have them in, you'll come down here to his feet, and you're going to fold his feet up. They get folded in a way that they go flush against the legs. And then you can connect everything all together on his legs, like so. And then, of course, once his legs are connected, you just fold them over at the knees. And then they will connect on some way. I think I got him stuck there. There we go. And then, of course, put the shield on there so it kind of looks like a Stone Age pickup truck. Kind of almost looks like a truck Fred Flintstone would drive if he had to live in the wasteland instead of bedrock. And then, of course, you can attach the axe onto the top. The one side of the axe has a couple of posts protruding out of the bottom, and they would line up with these holes here, just like that. Or if you want to, for some added fun, they show that this section here is removable. There we go, got it removed. We'll just Fold this back down the way it's supposed to be, and then you got an empty back. You got an empty back for the pickup truck. But if you separate them, they can apparently this hole here on that can be connected like so onto the axe, just like that, and then the axe can be connected into the front bumper, and you definitely have the ultimate in road rage weaponry. That would probably scare you if you saw that coming down the road. Okay, now to further disassemble our friend here. So that was the first step to getting ready for disassembly. The next step, we get the legs, those leg pieces removed. We remove the top of the vehicle. Apparently, if we had these in his arms, they'd be here at the sides. Get them removed. And then they would have us come down here, fold out the arms so that we can remove the arms. So basically what we're left with is one big honking truck body. You have two arms, a right arm and a left arm. You have two sections of feet. Again, a right foot and a left foot. You have the axe. You have the canopy. And then we have these two finned rock pieces. Again, you have a right and a left. So make sure if you're looking for one that's loose on the market, you get the appropriate one. So now we're going to use the bulk of these pieces to make armor and weapons for Optimus Prime here. We apparently don't need the body, so we'll set him aside. Feel sort of bad leaving him without everything, but oh well, nothing can be done about it. Alright, straighten out the arms here. I'm going to get it set up so that we can see the section here with the wrist, with the hole here in the wrist. Turn the fist so that the rock plate that's on the back of it is on the same side. Just like that. And I kind of encourage us to turn it in a direction. We'll probably have to adjust that. We'll see when it comes time to put it on him. Well, the canopy doubles as a shield again, so we just plug it in here at Optimus's shoulder. And then we take these rock pieces and they connect the rock fins attached to the sides of Optimus's arms. So I guess that gives him some sort of an edged weapon. And the arms, apparently, if we don't drop them, they plug in down here, just above the wheels on his ankles. And then the other pieces from earlier, we once again reform into into that large battering ram. And we plug it in, and it'll look like Optimus has a short warhammer. Maybe we can go so far as to say it's Mjolnir. What do you think, fans? Do you think Optimus Prime would be worthy of wielding the hammer of Thor? So now we get down to my thoughts. Magneous, the toy, it looks good. I will go that far with it. It does indeed look like a very good toy. The problem is that, unfortunately, I think the Armorizer idea is starting to wear thin. Especially since he is somewhat molded after a Junkion that we got in the previous wave. And we got two of them. So it doesn't really show a lot of originality. I mean, the rock gimmick is kind of nice, and I do like it. But seeing as Magneous has been redone again to be another character that'll be released later in the year, it shows that Hasbro is starting to stretch the idea a bit. So that I'm seeing as this is probably a downside for it. If they can't come up with an original idea, I think they need to consider dropping the idea altogether. But all in all, I'll give Magneous a slight pass because I do think he looks kind of cool. The only problem is that you're left with this piece and nothing to do with it. At any rate, that's my review of the Legacy United version of Magneous. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, I would appreciate a like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.